Welcome back to the channel. My name is a-bomb. We are back with Football Manager 2020 and a deal with the Devils with Manchester United. Arsenal is the game today at home. The last time things didn't go too well as we were beaten pretty badly at home by Leicester. But hopefully we can get a good result against Arsenal here today. We're 1 point off the top of the table and we need to start winning some more games on camera because so far this season we've only won 2. So that needs to improve. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like and leave comments. And if you're new or if you hadn't done so already, do hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. So yeah, last episode, Leicester beat us 4-1 at Old Trafford. Vardy, Tielemans and Maddison scored goals. It wasn't a bad performance by us, really. We had like a fair number of shots, just didn't create a great deal of actual chances. Again, we won all of our games on camera, so every time we turn the cameras on, they decide they don't want to play. It's getting a bit silly. Anyway, first up, it was our FA Cup 4th round tie against League 2 Port Vale. We pulled no punches with this one. We started Cavani, we started Rashford, we started Pogba. I was pissed off about the Leicester loss, so I had to put a strong team out here. It was a 6-0 win and 38 shots to goal. I was going to try and see if we could maybe get 50 shots in the game. I don't know what the record is. What's the most shots anyone's ever had in a game? I'm interested to see what that might be. But it was 6-0. Cavani got a hat-trick and he opened the scoring in just the 6th minute. It was 2-0 about midway through the first half. Scott McTominay with, I think, his 3rd goal of the season. And then not long after that, Cavani added his 2nd. That was on 26 minutes and that was 3-0. Cavani completed his hat-trick with a penalty on the 51st minute. Victor Lindelof got on the end of a set piece on 62 minutes to make it 5. And then it was 6-0 halfway through the second period. Marcus Rashford with a goal. 6-0, job done. We do have Chelsea in the next round. They want a replay against Derby. Lampard facing his old team. So it's going to be Chelsea versus Man United. That's the game following this Arsenal game. It won't be on camera. But if we start getting to maybe the FA Cup semi-final, I might start putting those on camera. Then back to the league, it was a 2-0 away win against a struggling Newcastle, who are in the relegation zone at the moment. It was a goal at the end of each half with this one. We left it late in the halves, but a 2-0 win and a clean sheet. And it was a Cavani scoring once again on 44 minutes for Man United, 1-0 just before half-time. We didn't get a second until late in the second half. In the 93rd minute, it was Marcus Rashford getting the goal. So 2 goals late in each half, as I said. Newcastle also ended the match with 10 men as Joe Linton went off injured. But they haven't been doing too well. They're in the relegation zone, so this was a pretty routine win for us. We won by the same scoreline at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea in the league. Of course, we're going to be playing this fixture again in the cup in the next game. But another 2-0 win here. That's the double over Chelsea this season. As we beat them 5-0 at home. And yeah, we've done really well against the sides here. Hopefully we can do the same in the FA Cup. We won a penalty inside a minute as Alonso brought down Marcus Rashford. Edinson Cavani took the penalty and it was 1-0 inside a minute. And with Lingard out of form, Tahith Chong got a start and he scored a goal. 52 minutes into the game, Chong with his first Premier League goal and it was 2-0. A good defensive performance again as well. Lindelof and Shaw were fantastic. Lindelof also getting an assist for the Chong goal. So yeah, very pleased with this performance. Why can't we do this against teams like Leicester and the other team we lost to, which was Man City? Then it was off to Serbia for the first leg of our Europa League first knockout round. And it was Red Star Belgrade, the opponents. And it was a 2-0 win in Serbia, 2 away goals, another clean sheet, great performance. McTominay got a fairly early goal as he made it 1-0 on the 15th minute. That might have been his first goal in Europe. I'm not quite sure about that. Cavani got the 2nd goal deep in a stoppage time. Came off the bench replacing Tahith Chong. And it was in the 94th minute. We got the 2-0 win. And it gave us some good momentum going into the second leg, which we also played. In between those 2 games, though, we hosted Brighton in the Premier League. And it was another 2-0 win. Cavani winning a penalty. And he converted that on 43 minutes to make it 1-0. And another late goal to make it to Jesse Lingard off the bench with an 89th minute goal, replacing Tahith Chong. And it was 2-0 here again. Also, Brighton, not a single shot at goal in this game. They had loads of possession. Brighton really playing the possession game, but they just could not break our defence down and they didn't get a single shot at goal. And then in the Europa League second leg, Red Star Belgrade did give us a bit of a difficult game in the home tie. It was 3-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. They brought it back to 2 apiece though, from 2-0 down. Red Star almost got a draw. Mason Greenwood got a couple of goals in this one and he got the first in the 16th minute. And it was 2-0 just before half-time. Another penalty, but with Cavani out of the team for this one and on the bench. Marcus Rashford took it and he scored it. But then Red Star Belgrade came into the match. Jose Cañas with a goal on 56 minutes to give them an away goal and make it 2-1. And then on 83 minutes, they made it 2-2 and drew level on the night. Ben Mohamed with a goal. But then Greenwood did get a late winner in the 96th minute. Very, very late goal. 3-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate, and we're through to the round of 16, the draw for which I'll show you now. So 16 teams left. There's still some English teams in here. Arsenal are still here, and Wolverhampton also. We've got a few Spanish teams in there, got some Italian teams, got a Portuguese side. So let's start drawing them and see who it's going to be. So Feyenoord get Celtic. We've got Wolverhampton. Oh, it's an all English tie. It's Wolves versus Man United. And there's the rest of them. So Arsenal got Sporting. That's a tough tie. But it's an all English tie in the round of 16. Wolverhampton. We had a difficult game against them in the league as they were 2-1 up, but we got it back to 3-2 with 2 injury time goals. That's going to be a difficult tie. Very difficult tie. And actually, we're going to have 3 matches in a row against Wolves. We're going to face them 3 times in 8 days because they're either side of a league tie. That's very interesting. Anyway, those wins off camera have kept us in second place in the league, and we're just a point behind Manchester City, so we can hopefully overturn that. But City have still only lost 1 game this season. They've drawn 4. I don't know how many points they're going to drop this season, but with 11 games left, if they win all of them, they could be looking at 100. But I think they're going to easily get 90 points this season, and hopefully we won't be far behind them, and maybe even ahead of them. Hopefully, we'll see. Arsenal are 4 points behind us. Our opponents today at home. Liverpool are 5 behind us. City scraping a win against Brighton, so we do need to win this to try and keep the pressure on them. And hopefully not lose, as Arsenal would go 1 point behind us if they were to win at Old Trafford. Just hold on a second, because there's something I haven't shown you, and it's our January signings. There's a couple of them, and the first one is Sandro Tonali. Bit of a wonder kid, this guy. £15 million from Brescia, played a couple of matches already, and got an assist in the cup. Definitely one for the future, and he's had a couple of appearances already. Looks like a very good player, very hard-working player, good passer with the ball, good first touch, very determined. So I'm hoping this guy next year can be huge for us. Like, he could be a really good player to come off from the bench or start some games. He looks very good. We've also secured the signing of 17-year-old midfielder Enzo Milo, who's come from Monaco for £2 million. He's on loan at Rotherham at the moment, but again, definitely one for the future. 17 and got a bit of potential about him. And going out as well since last time, Fred also gone. I think I mentioned that last time. Eric Bailly's gone to Zoria, that's been confirmed. And there's Milo's loan as well. And a goal called Dimitri Mitchell's gone to Derby for £1 million. I'm not familiar with him. I don't think I've ever looked at him. So this is the team we're going to go before the game. De Gea in goal. Back 4 of Shaw, Lindelof, Tuanzebe, and Wan-Bissaka back in the team fully now. We started every game almost, apart from that European game. Danilo Pereira behind McTominay and Pogba. Rashford is going to start because I put him on injections to get through it. So he's going to start. Chong keeps his place on the right. Cavani up top. On the bench, we've got Young, Maguire, Tonali, Lingard, Pereira, Daniel James also back from his injury, and Martial, who, as you can see, has been in miserable form. He's getting transfer listed in the summer. He absolutely is. Okay, the game is underway. So far against Arsenal, it's been 2 draws in 90 minutes. They've both been at the Emirates. And of course, Arsenal beating us on penalties in that EFL Cup game. And Wan-Bissaka on the ball here. First highlight of the game with 11 minutes coming up. It's Pogba to Chong, who's got Wan-Bissaka on the overlap. But he's gone himself. He's miskicked it a bit. It's Cavani. And here's Chong, Wan-Bissaka, to put a cross in there maybe. It's Pogba. And it's Rashford. And it's a goal. 11 minutes in. Rashford gets his 9th of the season. He's improved. He started off as poorly as Martial, but he's starting to get some goals now. And it is 1-0. Rashford with the pretty early goal. And he catches it on the volley as well. Good stuff. Free kick here for Arsenal. Torreira. It's Aubameyang, and it's a good save by De Gea. 24th minute in, Arsenal with their first real chance of the game. And now they've got a corner from it. And the corner, it's headed away well by McTominay. Arsenal with lots of possession at the moment, but it's just the 1 goal for us. And we're just going to slow the tempo down a bit. Injury for Arsenal as well was that Bellerin's been injured. Going in at half-time, we're doing okay. There's some players that aren't doing particularly well. Rashford's goal has been the only real difference maker so far. It's been a pretty cagey game. 51.5 minutes gone. De Gea with a long goal kick, and Chong will get on the end of this. Can he take it past the left back? And maybe he could put a cross in there. Tierney's won it back. And Xhaka with a clearance. Here's Aubameyang. Wan-Bissaka, I think, needs to stay on him here. He's hassling him, definitely. Here's Granit Xhaka. Tierney. He's got Aubameyang ahead of him. And he goes back to Xhaka. That's a good ball for Aubameyang. And he's passed the player. And he's gone for goal. And he's hit the side netting. Bad finish. Wan-Bissaka did well to hassle him then. He's done all right. I'm going to make a change. 57 minutes in. Pereira's not done too much, so we're going to take him off. We're going to bring on Sandro Tonali. Going to make him a sort of deep line playmaker, a very deep line playmaker. Going to change McTominay to a ball winner just to help out on the defensive point. I'm just going to make sure a bit more defensive. Because it's 1-0 at the moment. It's a very narrow scoreline. Let's try and ask for a bit more from them. Because we really need a second goal here. Arsenal have looked like scoring a couple of times. 67 minutes on the clock. They've got a throw in a good position here. And they've not used it. And Chong has won the ball. Now Tahith Chong, he's got so much space here. And he's going all the way. He's not going to score from this, is he? Oh, he almost did. Wasn't far off. But he ran about 50 yards for that. Arsenal looking good. They've made all 3 changes. And Tierney's got a knock. I'm going to make my second change. Chong is going to be replaced by Jesse Lingard. Going to make him winger attack. Very tight game here. Very, very tight game. We've had quite a few shots, but we haven't really created a lot of big chances as we go close to injury time now. There's 4 minutes of it. We've got one more change to make. McTominay off, Andreas Pereira on. Let's go defensive just for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Hasn't been a great game this one, but the 1 goal's made the difference from Rashford. That's been the only big chance of the game. But in truth, Arsenal have been pretty disappointing with their possession. It's 1-0 full time. Aubameyang did not have a good game. Only 20% of his shots were on target. I'm going to say don't get complacent. I would say it was a decent defensive performance. It was solid. We deserved the win just because Arsenal weren't very good. Rashford, I'm glad I did keep him out there because he scored the goal, so that's good. I am now going to let him recover from that injury, so he's going to be out for about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm pleased I did that now. It was a risk, but it was one worth taking. So we've got our performance summary here as we go into March, and we're rated a B at the moment, which is good. The board are very pleased with our leadership of the team. The results are okay, a C. They're disappointed with the defeat against Leicester, which is understandable. Concerned about Martial's recent performances, so am I. But in the summer, Martial's going. He's getting transfer listed, and there's nothing he can do about it. Liverpool win the Carabao Cup final, a Rudiger own goal and a Henderson own goal there. Yeah, we didn't do too well in that. We got Arsenal in our first game of it, and we ran out of penalties. But they didn't really judge us on that, so that's fine. Hopefully next season we can get some sort of better run on that. But looking at what we have coming up, so it's Chelsea next in the FA Cup, then we got Crystal Palace away, and then we got that triple header against Wolverhampton with the 2 Europa League games and the 1 league game in between. And that makes me really want to play it. If that Wolves game were at a later stage, I'd do it, but it's only the round of 16, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to come back for either Watford or West Ham, depending on which one I get to. They're not the most important games, but we've just had Arsenal, Leicester, Liverpool and City in our last 4 live comms, so we're going to have a bit of an easy one this time. It's going to be Watford or West Ham. Where are they? Watford are 10th, so Watford are mid-table. West Ham are just outside the relegation zone. You can see why Pellegrini got sacked. But I think we'll probably do Watford. They're in mid-table. We faced West Ham earlier in the season as well, so I think we'll do Watford next time. But that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you're new or you haven't done so already, do consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I'll see you next episode. It's going to be Watford. We've got 3 huge games against Wolves off camera though. We've got them in the Europa League, and they're in 5th place in the league as well. So 3 big games there. We'll try and get through to what will be the quarter-final, and then we might start doing some European games on camera. And then hopefully next season we'll be looking at playing in the Champions League for the first time in a few years. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.